Welcome back to another beautiful day in this journey of life. It has been a hard week. If you're following along, you know my husband and I have been restoring this late 1800s, fifth generation, what was an abandoned farmhouse property since 2022. And we're doing it with full-time jobs, debt-free, just moving forward step by step, one day at a time. And that in itself is hard, especially lately. I've been on a lot of overtime, 10 to 12 hour days, 5 to 6 days a week. And it's just a lot, while also keeping up and helping out with family. So we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna let you know all the hard things we've dealt with this week, and we're gonna end it on a positive note and all the things that were good and made us smile. So this past weekend was Memorial Day, so we have much gratitude and appreciation for all the brave men and women that gave their lives and the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, and our thoughts are with those families. Something we've always done for Memorial Day is go to the cemetery and clean up the graves and plant some flowers. So we met Jason's mom and went over to the house we had in town, over to the cemetery over there, and planted flowers on. We did his grandparents and uncle and his dad's grave, and then my dad and grandparents and uncles are at the one closer over here, so we can go there a lot more often. So we did that, and then, oh, there goes a bunny. Jason had a tire blew in the trailer, so if anybody who knows us and is close knows of anybody selling just like a small utility trailer, 6x8, let us know. On top of that, we've got a hen who's not doing well. We think she may have gotten injured from mounting, and she hasn't been wanting to walk the last couple weeks, so we've just been keeping a close eye on her and giving her some time to see if she's going to build any strength back before we make any hard decisions with that. BB's got a little earache, so we've been giving her some ear drops. Buddy needs another trim, but Jason also pulled his back out this week, and that's been really difficult. He's been working on the chicken coop build, as I've said, and we're really excited about that, but of course that has slowed things down because he's not even supposed to be outside, because he's also got bit by a brown recluse. So he's on the doxycycline, I believe it's called, and he's not supposed to be out in the sun. But I mean, we're the type of people, we're not just going to go inside and sit down. We have to be doing something. So he's continuing working on that. It's just going a little bit slower, you know. A wrench got thrown into that. So what else? I know there's more. It's been a really hard week. I've been maxed out on overtime, but that's been normal the last couple months. It can be exhausting. Today is actually the first day I've worked 8.5 hours, so it's been a while since I've had an 8-hour day. He also got some other news when he was at urgent care, and it's still a little early yet, so we're just gonna play that by ear and see what happens. Is that all? I think I'm forgetting something, but that was some of the hard stuff that we've been dealing with. It's just been very busy between work and family and keeping up with this, and also trying to just move forward with the homestead. But we are in the warmer seasons now that it's spring. We're not working in the farmhouse any longer. We've turned our attention out here to the garden. Oh, it also rained 2 out of the 3 days we had this weekend, which was a damper and frustrating. We did end up coming out here anyway and just working in the rain. We got the rest of our seeds planted. So we've got all of our vine and stuff here in the arch. I labeled it with a paint marker. So we've got watermelon on this arch, cantaloupe on this one, zucchini, and then cucumber. And we're gonna see how that goes. I've heard it's not good to do that, but we did it anyway. We like to learn for ourselves. We got the green beans in. We did 3 varieties of green beans. There was one we really liked last year, but I can't remember what the variety was. So we did Blue Lake, Stringless Pod, and Provider this year. And we did find that first year we had a garden that we don't care for the pole beans, so those are all a type of bush bean. We do have yet to get in the dill and the pumpkins. But on a more positive note, the rain we got, although it did rain all weekend, we did get our seeds in. And an old trick from generations before us for gardening is that it's good to pull the weeds when it's raining. So you might think we're crazy out here in the rain, but that's the easiest time to pull the weeds because the ground's really soft. So that's a tip that my grandma shared with me, so thanks, Gram. However, we also got some of the flower seeds in. We planted the big jumbo sunflowers. I got marigolds in. I've got morning glories in. And I planted zinnias. Jason picked me up a few boxes of wildflower seeds, and we're gonna work on getting those in this weekend, which I'm so excited about. Really need to get those done. Oh, and Jason and I also celebrated our 22-year anniversary of being together. Can you believe that? 16 years married, 22 years together. That just blows my mind. We were saying it seems like a blink of an eye, but it also seems like forever at the same time. Time just goes by so fast. Anyway, all the rain, because it rained, we've gotten a lot of rain, not just this last weekend, but through the week. And the garden has had so much growth because of it. Look at all this. Our corn is like 3, 4, maybe 5 inches tall. Look how good the corn is doing. And then the potatoes are getting so big. We're probably gonna have to mound them here soon. We haven't mounded them yet. We did have some issues with, I think it's called like a potato flea or some kind of flea that was on the potatoes leaves. It was really bad a couple days ago. And we sprayed those with some neem spray. And it did seem to really help those out a lot. But look how big the potatoes are getting. They're doing really good. This is our favorite crop is the potatoes. So need to make sure the bugs don't eat them all, because we'd be really upset. Look how good they're doing though. Look how big they're getting. Getting so big. You can see some of the spots from the bugs. All the rain was really good for the garden and for its growth. We picked up the peppers from Jason's mom, and look how big our peppers are getting. I mean, these are only these were just planted by seed a couple weeks ago. Look how big they are. I like doing these videos because it helps me track and just document where we are as well. And then the carrots have popped up. The onions have not yet. Let me show you those. The carrots are popped up all throughout there. Might be hard to see. And what is this? Tomatoes. These are tomatoes. They've all popped up. I'm gonna have to thin them out here in another week or two. I'm just letting them go for now. Tomatoes, and then look at these peas. The peas are just growing inches overnight. They're doing so good. I also need to come back in here and pop some more seeds in all the holes where they didn't come up. So we'll probably do that this weekend too. Look how big the peas are getting though. Oh my goodness. It's been a really nice week though for the most part. I think it's mid 70s today, 73 I think it was. Oh, and then we got a spinach out here that I need to repot yet. So that's the garden. It's doing really, really well. Hopefully we'll get the dill in this weekend. I'll get more flowers planted and then reseed all the spots where the peas and stuff haven't come up yet. Look how cute these guys are. Buddy won't come to the garden. He'll go about that far and then he'll just lay down and watch. I trimmed his hair up. It was so long and shaggy. I trimmed him up right after Easter and he's due for another trim again. I did pretty good, but it was my first time. I didn't know how to cut a Pomeranian. I don't think I've ever shaved a dog actually. So he's due for another trim. I did miss some spots too, so he's a little shaggy. So that is the positives. I mean, it's been a really hard week, especially for Jason. I feel bad. And he hates feeling that way. But could always be worse. And we hope it gets better. There's always the positive you gotta look for. It's a really beautiful day. I was supposed to be working late tonight and tomorrow, so that's another huge plus, is that rather than working a 12-hour day today and again another 6-hour day tomorrow, I only worked an 8-hour day, which is crazy for a Friday because that's normally our highest workload days. So, good news there. And then, I guess that's going to be it. I just wanted to give you guys a little update. And I got to show you what happened last night. I'll throw it in here. I was making dinner and filming out the camper window because I didn't want to scare and make noise, but we had a doe. We had a doe come up with a tiny little baby. It couldn't have been maybe a day old. She was still, you could tell she was still cleaning it, and it was still a little wobbly on its feet. So we're kind of wondering, like, did she have it this morning and they're just finally getting up and around? I'm wondering if she's got another baby bedded down here in the field too, because I saw one the day before that bed down their baby and then go off to the woods, because they do that. And I also know that they normally have twins, so I'm wondering if that was her first baby the day before and now this was the other one. I don't know. I do know they've got all kinds of their babies bedded down in this field and I love it. But it was right here in the lower field. They were right here. The baby was nursing. She was cleaning it. It was still a little shaky on his feet. And I've never seen a baby deer that small. This is the smallest baby deer I've ever seen, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen. And I hope we see it again. I hope this is something we can look forward to all summer. I love this time of year. We do see a lot of the deer come in to the fields in the evenings, and a lot of the times you can see them running around. You'll see as the babies grow up, them running and chasing each other and playing, and oh, it's just so heartwarming to watch. So looking forward to the summer. As soon as the chicken coop is done, it's getting a little slow because Jason's had a really rough week between pulling his back out. He's been going to the chiropractor to get things back intact and to help him walk. But between pulling your back out and getting bit by a brown recluse on top of the other news he got, which we're not going to say anything about and hope for the best, it's just been rough. So keep us in your thoughts and prayers. And I'm going to insert the sweetest, cutest little footage that made us smile and really helped end the week on a good note. So that's going to be all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're subscribed to follow along and join our journey, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
You need a haircut. Sweet cheeks. Say hi. Grandma wants to see you. Say hi.